Now, and your screen is still posted, so it should be going.
Okay, social studies. All right, I'm going to be real honest with you guys. I I know Gilbert and Aldo have taken me before, and they know that I am really honest about some things. And one thing is that this is going to be the hardest portion for y'all to take, because social studies is not just history and Texas history and geography and culture and anthropology and government and sociology and economics. All that rolled into 40 questions that you get 36 minutes to take. And it is tough. And so how do you think social studies? Well, you have to think in eras. You don't think what happened here. You think what happened during World War II? What happened during Reconstruction of the Civil War? What happened during colonial times? What happened during ancient history? You think about the eras that are going on and have a big picture in your mind. And relate yesterday's society to today's society. I mean, there's always been conflicts with authority. There's always been people that have taken advantage of other people. They're going to provide you with some dates. You don't have to memorize a bunch of dates. But you know, if something happened before 1776, before the revolution, that was colonial. After 1776, we were, the Revolutionary War, then we were a nation. So use the dates. Watch the terminology. If they win a battle, does that mean they won the war? And a lot of times the terminology can help you. And your basic economics that you need to know is scarcity, the law of diminishing returns, supply and demand, free enterprise, cost and benefits. You do not have to know macroeconomics and microeconomics and world economics and the world trade economics. Thank goodness, because nobody would ever pass. But you do have to know those basic, the scarcity, diminishing returns, supply and demand, free enterprise, and cost and benefits. And with free enterprise system, they also have division of labor. That's part of the free enterprise system too. Okay, so let's look at a few of the social studies things. Here, there we go. We've got a cartoon. This is Benjamin Franklin. These are the American colonies. This is a ship. In this cartoon, what is Benjamin Franklin trying to tell the American colonies? So are we American colonies? Are we a nation yet?
No.
No, we're not. Okay. So what's he trying to tell them? The only way to win the war against France is to fight together. Could be, huh? New England colonies have the upper hand to succeed again in the war against the British. Well, is this the war against the British?
No.
When did we have the war against the British? We're not sure about this one. The only way for the colonies to survive is to unite and surrender to France. Mandy, did we ever surrender to France?
Not
No.
that I.
We didn't do that.
No.
Only if the colonies unite, they will succeed in the war against Britain.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because we fought against Britain.
And it happened.
And yeah.
Yeah, you see how you got to kind of think about we're colonies, we're not a nation. when we have a colonies and join together, who are we going to fight against? Make sense?
Yes.
Okay, let's look at the next one. What is the most influential historical document in American history?
A.
The Constitution.
Okay, now let's think about it. Civil rights. Would we have had the Civil Rights Act if we didn't have a constitution?
No.
No.
Be a country if we didn't have a constitution, okay? What is most influential, the Bill of Rights or the Constitution? Which came first?
The
Constitution came first and then the Bill of Rights.
Okay.
The-
What is more important, the Constitution or the Declaration of Independence? Would we have had a constitution if we didn't have a Declaration of Independence?
No, we had to
No.
declare our independence before we could make a constitution.
See, it didn't say in America, we said American history. So historically, the most important document was independence, because without the Declaration of Independence, we wouldn't need all the rest. You see how we're thinking this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Social studies is a hard thing. Okay. While teaching about our government to students, it is important for them to realize that under the United States Constitution, no state may. States do not have the right to do what? Esmeralda, look at those and tell me what you think.
See, I think.
Okay, it's hard for me to say if you said boy, cat, or dog. Is it B for boy, C for cat, or D for dog? Not sure, right?
I'm not sure, honestly. I'm not sure on this one.
Okay,
I think C.
you think C. Okay, let's look and see. Can a state tax us?
Yes.
Yes.
How about sales tax? Okay. Can a state regulate public utility?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
They have the right to do that.
Energy regulating council of Tech. This is to regulate. That's who regulates our utilities. Okay. So
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear what you said for O and T. Could you repeat that, please?
Energy Regulating Council of Texas.
Thank you.
I don't know if it's still on the test or not. I know it's on 2 of the tests. I don't know if it's on all 4. Okay, so it's either come into agreements with other states or establish an army. Can a state like Texas have an army to conquer another state or conquer another country?
No.
No.
We have one military
Right.
overall.
So what about the Texas National Guard? What's the second word in there?
National.
Part of the National Guard. Okay. And yes, we do come into reciprocal agreements. It wasn't long ago that Louisiana did not have a vet school, and Texas does not have a school on bayou cultures. And so if somebody wanted to go into the biomes of the bayous, they could go to LSU for free. Well, not for free, for state tuition. And if somebody could qualify to go to the vet school, they could go to Texas Vet School for state tuition. And so we do have reciprocals all the time with other states. Okay. All right. Okay. A pizza cafe has 2 chefs that make 20 pizzas each per day. So we've got 2 chefs and they make 40 pizzas. They add a new chef. The chef now makes 60 pizzas a day. So they've got 3 chefs and they make 60 pizzas. Then they add another chef and they only make 70 pizzas. This is because of a lack of kitchen space and equipment for all 4 chefs. This is an example of the law of supply and demand. Carol says no. Carol, you're not taking the test. Anybody else say no?
No.
Free
No.
enterprise. Does that have to do with free enterprise?
No.
No.
Free enterprise means that you can start up a business, whatever you want. You can compete against anybody else that monopolies.
No.
Law of diminishing
No.
return,
No.
No.
costs and benefits. Okay,
I think it's A.
give you a hint. Let me give you a hint.
I feel like it's supply and demand.
Let's look. Let me think. Let me give you a hint here. Okay. Let's say that you've got a car. I don't know if Aldo, are you there? Gilbert, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Gilbert, do you remember which kind of a car I have?
You have a yellow Corvette.
Yellow Corvette, guys. It was a 50th wedding anniversary present. Okay, let's say my vet is dirty and I spend 3 hours cleaning it and vacuuming it and polishing it. Did I get anything in return for those 3 hours?
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Clean car.
Got a clean car, okay? Now it's as clean as I can make it. But I spend another 3 hours on it. Did I get as much back with the second 3 hours as I did the first 3 hours?
No.
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 So I spend another 3 hours, 9 hours. After that 9 hour, did I get as much back for labor as I did the first 3 hours?
No.
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 That is diminishing returns. The more you put in, the less you like farmers. Okay, a farmer plants and he sells it right away. The next year, he plants 4 times that amount, but he can't sell 4 times the amount because the market is full of his crop. So that's diminishing returns. So now they're making 20 pizzas. They're making 20 pizzas. Now they're not making 20 pizzas. Is that supply and demand? Supply up,
Yes.
demand down. Supply down, demand up.
Yes.
No.
Supply means when
Yes.
supply goes up and demand goes down, cost goes down. If the supply of something goes down and the demand goes up, the price goes up.
Mhm.
Does that have to do with the cost?
No.
Okay. Free enterprise. Does that have to do with free enterprise?
No.
Free enterprise means that I could start a a test tutoring service if I wanted to. Law of diminishing returns.
Yes. Because what you got less back. You put in the same, but you got less back.
And cost and benefits, they're not talking about the cost and they're not talking about benefits. Okay, so did y'all learn something?
Yes.
Good deal. Let's go next one. Mrs. Weisstong's class is studying about the immigration of people to Europe, in Europe to America. So they're going to America. They realized that many factors led to the immigration. After much research and discussion, do you see all the fluff there is in this thing? So you really have to kind of scan through it to figure out the important words. The most important factor leading to the immigration was freedom to have a better life.
Yes.
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 That's always been why people immigrate, pretty much.
Do people immigrate because they need new raw materials?
No.
No.
Okay, Tracy, do people immigrate because they need new territories to overcome Europe's overpopulation?
No.
No.
No. Demand for new labor resources?
No.
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 People come in to have freedom, to have a better life. All right. Okay. Which New Deal agency and programs no longer affect the lives of U.S. citizens? When was the New Deal? What era was the New Deal?
Great Depression.
Great Depression. Who answered that one? I didn't hear. See.
Mandy.
Job. Okay. So this is after World War I and before World War II. This is my generation here. All right. So what no longer affects us? Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, FDIC, and Social Security. Does that affect us?
Yes.
Sure does. We want no longer. Works Progress Administration and Civil Works Administration.
Mm,
Don't know, do we?
I don't know about that one.
Federal Housing Administration and Securities and Exchange Commissions.
Yeah.
That's still here. That's still around.
Tennessee Valley Authority and the Fair Labor Standards Act. That's Minimum Wage Act.
Okay, yes, that's still around.
It is.
B, the one we didn't know.
You have no idea, but you can eliminate. And that is a lot of social studies is eliminating.
Mm-hmm.
What it is and eliminating. Okay. Oh, this was taken off the test. This was on the test. It was taken off, golly, like about almost 10 years ago because nobody got it right. But there is something here I need for you to know. Okay, the Texas Declaration of Independence in 1836. This you need to know. We declared a Declaration 1836, okay? Listed the failure of the Mexican government to establish any public system of education, although possessed of almost boundless resources, among the reason for severing political ties with Mexico. Okay, we severed ties with Mexico because they didn't come up with an education system. Public school education in Texas was created by. Does anybody have an idea?
I say either A or D.
I would say A or B.
Okay, well,
Senate. So that's
I think D.
everywhere, not just Texas.
it's not here. It's not the Senate bill.
Is it D? Oh.
Okay, let me tell you about the Morrill Act. The Morrill Act gave universities that majored in agriculture and mechanics, that was big back at that time, land grants, and they could take the profit from this land and put it into the public school education. One of our universities profited by that quite a bit. That university was Texas A&M University, because it used to be called the Agricultural Mechanical College of Texas. And the Morrill Act is what started public school education in Texas, because if you had a public school, you were given free land, and whatever you did with that land, you could put into the school. And President Marabou Lamar is the guru of Texas public education. That's all you have to remember. Lamar, public education. I'm not telling you anything you shouldn't know. Okay, here we go. All right. And we're okay. Do you see this one?
Yes.
Yes.
PE and health. Okay.
Yes.
No. We've already done all this. Okay, so last session, how to think about PE and health and fine arts. Well, this is a little different than all the others. You have to think in facts. You have to know what kids can do at a certain age, especially for PE and art and music. You know, kids sing off key. I am not the only person in the world that sings off key. Little kids sing off key.
Yeah.
They don't care if I sing with them because they don't sing any better than I do. So that's good. You got to think creativity. And you don't want them, you want them to think outside the box with PE, health, and fine arts. And you have to correlate with what they're studying. This is the one that you are going not choose any answer that you grade. You do not grade creativity. You do not grade their art. You grade according to a rubric. No isolation, no over modeling in art, and no absolutes. This, absolute. We don't want that back. Okay. Pen, all right.
Niños, cállense.
Absolute. Every child must always. All children will always. Those are absolutes. Every child will be able to distinguish red from green. So let's look at a couple of these questions here. One component of a health unit in Mr. H's health PE class was the concept that we must take responsibility for our own health. Okay. The class discussion developed into a conversation about preventive medicine. Okay. Preventive medicine would include which of the following? Do you see? Here's our question. Look at all the fluff. Sometimes you're going to have to read quick through the fluff to get to what they're saying. Okay, so what is preventive medicine? Getting a dental checkup every 6 months. What do you think, Elizabeth?
Getting a dental checkup every 6 months? Yes. But you said the fluff, okay.
Okay. What about getting bed rest for a cold?
No.
Is D?
What about using aspirin for a headache?
No.
No.
After.
After.
What about omitting certain food groups such as fats and carbs?
Maybe.
Yes.
It's not medicine.
What is this omitting? Is that an absolute?
Just taking it away.
Taking it out.
Way, you're omitting it.
You're omitting it.
Yeah,
Omitting
because-
all fats and all carbs. Is that good for
No.
medicine?
No.
Answer is
Mm.
now. A lot of people don't think dental is medicine, but it is.
Yes, it is.
Okay, now I've had students arguing with me with this because one student said this was the right answer because getting bed rest for a cold prevents pneumonia. But does that say getting bed rest for a cold to prevent pneumonia?
No.
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 Cannot add to a question or an answer. They didn't mean because they mean what they say.
Yes.
Another one told me that this was the right answer because too many fats or too many carbs is bad for you. Does that say too many fats or too many carbs?
No.
No,
No, it's just taking it away altogether.
So
But there's also healthy fats and healthy carbs.
Oh, listen, especially young kids, if they don't have enough fats, then they can't assimilate vitamins A, E, D, and K, and their blood won't clot, and they can get rickets, you know? So omitting is an absolute. Never choose anything with an absolute.
Mm.
All right. Well, teaching PE, Mr. H noticed that many students' posture is ungainly. What should he include in his physical education class to help build a student's posture? So our main thing, what's our question?
build the
Build the
student.
student's posture.
Right. Okay, Mandy, can you kind of look this over and tell me what you think?
Yes, I was looking at. I'm thinking more. I'm kind of. So I was looking at C and D, but I'm thinking maybe more D because it's for the back and the abdomen, which is what the spine is what helps with your posture, like the way that you're. But also C because of your shoulders. So that's where I'm thinking maybe more D.
Okay, so she's thinking D. I'll give D a couple extra things here. Okay, what is a gross motor skill?
move emotional.
Yeah, move from one to another.
When you
Large
go to your
muscles.
heart, yeah.
What's locomotor?
I think of a train. For
Your brain.
This is moving from one place to another. Gross motor is large muscles like legs, arms. Okay, flexibility. Some people can be very flexible and still slouch. But to
right.
that core, the back and the abdomen, that'll help the posture. So you are right, lady.
Well,
Congratulations.
yay!
All right, Mr. H has a few special needs students in his class. One child has a visual impairment. Another is confined to a wheelchair. What would be the best way for Mr. H to structure his PE class so that all may participate and benefit from the class? Okay. Gilbert, I'm gonna pick on you again.
Who are you calling on again?
Gilbert,
All right. It's either between B or C. I'm thinking
why not A?
because that's isolating them into another class.
Absolutely. And do we have special education PE?
No.
B is an idea. C is an idea. Why not D?
Because they're not really participating in the activities. They're like observing them.
So this one, which one here would be more isolation? Whoops. Which one here would be more isolation?
C.
Okay. Special position.
Yeah. Right.
E?
I think it's B.
That would be that only that child could have. So here, if everybody has the same rules, then everybody can participate.
Yeah.
Okay, good job. Good job. Okay, I won't pick on you anymore, I promise, okay?
All right, I'll hold you to it.
All right, let's try this one. Need some more ideas. An answer may be right, but doesn't answer the question. Let me show you. Mrs. Eek's third grade class is involved with an integrated unit on the air around us. In a science demonstration, Mrs. Eeks covers a small burning candle with a safety drinking glass. Her primary purpose for this is to show. Okay, so we have a candle, we cover it with a glass, and what's going to happen?
The candle's gonna
Go out.
and turn off.
Right. Okay, the gas needed for burning is carbon dioxide? No. Candles burn brightly in the atmosphere of nitrogen. This is this is true. Candles do burn brightly in nitrogen. That's what they have with all the fireworks. But that is not why she covers a glass with that. See? This is a true statement, but it doesn't answer the question. A flame will extinguish itself when the supply of oxygen is deleted. Everybody agree that's the right answer? Kaylee, do you agree? Yep.
Yes.
Yes. A flame will burn steadily if there's no wind to disturb it. Well, that's true. But does that answer the question?
No.
So this has to answer the question of her purpose for doing that. Okay, let's look at some other. Answer may be right, doesn't answer the question. Don't change an answer unless you know it's wrong. Mrs. Eek's class then led into a discussion about the air we breathe. After examining several books, they discovered that our air is composed of many gases. Okay. They also found that the air around us is composed mainly of
D.
Yeah, isn't it nitrogen?
okay, so
Nitrogen.
you choose nitrogen. And then you begin to think, we have a lot of carbon, we have a lot of oxygen, and you go back and you change it to oxygen. You get it wrong. Don't change an answer unless you are positive that that answer is wrong, because 87% of the time, you change it to the wrong answer. So answer might be right, but it has to answer the question. Don't change an answer unless you know it's wrong. When confused in math, think money. Palmer wanted the class to apply the concept of significant place value. She gave them the following problem. Fill in the addition problem using all the digits 1 through 6 only once to give the largest answer. So we've got to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 only once. This is the hundreds place. This is the tens place. This is the ones place. Y'all following me so far? Erica, you following me?
Yes.
Bowman, you following me? Okay. Now, I'm not sure what the answer is, but in money, what do I want here? How much money in the hundreds place do I want?
The biggest amount.
6.
6.
What do I want to add with it?
5.
5. Okay. In the tens place.
5.
Oh,
Sorry, 4. 4.
4 with the
3.
3.
in the ones place, we'll put the 1. But here's our problem. Ooh. They didn't have 641 or 532. But look in this tens place. What do we want in the tens place? A 4 and a 3. We want the 5 in the hundreds place. So that answer is wrong. We want a 4 and a 3 in the, so that answer is wrong. And you know that 6, 3, 1 will give you the same answer as 5, 4, 2. Is that making sense to everybody? Now,
Yes.
I need you to stop and look at me for a minute. I don't know if you can see me or not, and I don't care, but I want you to listen to my voice. This is not the time to say, I don't know. This is not the time to say, I don't care. This is not the time to say, I've never liked math, so there. This is the time to be adults and say, I've never liked math. I don't understand this. Who can I get to help me? How can I learn it? Because you're going to be teaching this, and you're going to be teaching it to some very important people. You're going to be teaching it to kids that are my grandkids' ages. And I want you to know your stuff. And the lecture, here we go. Okay. Answer B right, but you have to answer the question. Don't change it unless you know it's wrong. When you're confused in math, think money. Use what you know. In the word grandpa, paw is a. Oh, paw. Is it a phoneme? P-aw, p-aw. Nope, it's not a phoneme. It's a couple of phonemes. Is it a grapheme? Well, that's one grapheme. That's another grapheme. Nope. Is it a morpheme? What is morpheme?
Combined together.
Medicine.
Well, in language arts,
More
morpheme
than one.
is something that has meaning. Like, ing is a morpheme. It means right now. Mean is a morpheme. If I say the word meanings, S is a morpheme. It means plural. Syntax. What's syntax?
Structure.
How the structure is used in the language. So paw is a morpheme. This has two morphemes. Grand, paw. Morphemes are units of meaning. So you've got to use what you know, got to use that terminology. And besides making sure the answer answers the question, besides not changing things, besides thinking math, besides using what you know, use common sense. Which event happened following the November election of Abraham Lincoln as the 16th president of the United States, but before his inauguration in January 1861? Okay, so between November and January. And what do you associate Abraham Lincoln with? What era of history?
The Civil
Slavery.
War.
Civil War.
Okay. Could South Carolina succeed from the Union between those two dates?
Mm,
I'm not sure. Could the Provisional Confederate Congress happen Were we?
No, not yet.
No, there was no Confederacy then. Could Jefferson David be elected president of the Confederate States?
No.
No,
No.
not
Oh, we're still one country. Could Texas vote for secession?
no. I don't.
No.
No, I don't think Texas had anything to do with that yet.
So during this time, South Carolina said if he's elected president, we're succeeding, and they did. See, you're looking between these few things and right before the Civil War, because he was not inaugurated yet. So you have to kind of use your sense and think things through. Last one. Mrs. K is beginning a phonics unit with her termites. We've got termites here, first graders. Which of the following words does not follow a phonics principle common to the other four? Which does not follow a phonics principle? My hint, when it comes to phonics, say it out loud.
A.
Okay, what do we notice? They all have E. Come,
ABC.
G, same. The reason is because come does not have a long vowel. You got to use your common sense. You've got to say things out loud. Close it and whisper it to yourself. You can do it. Okay. Remember, student-centered and age and grade appropriate. Last one. Mr. Moore, third grade teacher. Third grade. Reading and writing. He wants to involve children in a creative drama activity based on their interest in dinosaurs. So it's creative drama. Best age-appropriate activity that could accomplish this goal would be to write a play in which each child memorizes a portion to present to fourth grade.
No.
What do you think, Jalen?
I agree. I don't think that one fits best.
And there's the word pride. Have each kid act out his own version of his favorite dinosaur.
Too young.
Too young. Kindergartners can act like a dinosaur. Ask the children to do creatively while he describes the dinosaur walking around. Encourage small groups of children to create skits or mini plays about dinosaurs to perform for the class.
That one. D.
That one sounds more age appropriate.
Age appropriate and student centered instead of him describing it.
Yes.
All right. Now, this is really bad. Okay. Some of you might be somewhere where you have this. They're called multi-level. You have two answers, and you have to pick it from this. The key is to find one answer that you love, and one answer that you hate. And let the rest figure it out. When reading the book to her class, a kindergarten teacher points to each word as she reads it. This practice is especially useful for helping emergent readers understand. We're going to find one we love. If she points to each word as she reads it, does that show that print has directionality?
Yes.
Yes.
Anticipating what will come next makes the text easier to understand.
Yes.
No. No.
Not sure. Printed text represents spoken language.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Words are combinations of sounds. Not sure. Huh? One of these do we love? Print having directionality or print represents spoken language? Which one do we love?
Printed text.
Reality.
Directionality. Which one do we hate?
Anticipating what will come next makes the text easier to understand.
Can't have a 2 in it. Has to have a 1 in it. Do we like 3 or 4 better?
3.
3.
Is this hard?
No.
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 We're good. They're easy. They get complicated. Let's go one more. Okay. How many of you have taken what's that called? How many of you have taken that test? What test do you have to take, Carol?
Reading.
Huh? No, that test in order to take it.
Thea?
No, that field-based.
Yes.
Anyway. Decide which of the following, and you have to click a button. And that's not on the you don't have to worry about clicking buttons on the core. It's all A, B, C, or D. You don't have to click a button. It's all A, B, C, or D. Okay, so again, our handful of hints. What's the question asking? What do I know about it? What do I need to know about it? What do I do now? Eliminate the fluff. Some of them, especially in social studies, has a lot of fluff. Don't forget. Students, no isolation, no memorize, no absolutes, and don't get frustrated. And you guys can pass the test. That's all there is. Okay, any questions that I can answer real quick?
Can you take the test for me?
No.
You make it seem so easy. It's like I look at it on my own and I'm so confused, and then you sit and explain it. I'm like, oh, okay, well that makes sense.
Yes.
But you're going to use this when you take the test, and you're going to say, Erica, you're going to say, this does make sense. It does. You know there's traps, and you know how to avoid them. You're going to be able to do it. Any other questions?
I just had a quick question. When you go and take the test, I know you can't take any snacks or water. Can you take a water bottle and then take out the label, or can you take some like
yes, you can.
Peppermint candy or something, or
if you can sneak it into your pocket.
Okay.
And don't let them see you doing it.
Okay.
I can tell you that. Okay. Thing about the water. Yes, you're supposed to be able to take water.
Okay.
Some of the places, I know there's one place in the Dallas area that we're going to pretend this is a water bottle, okay?
Yes.
They say, yes, you can take that, but please take your top off. And you're thinking, what? You want me to take my top off? And what they're talking about is the top of the water bottle. Because once upon a time, and this was many, 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 many years ago, somebody put a microphone in there.
Oh.
And as they're in front of their computer, they're talking into their water bottle. And people thought talking into the water bottle was kind of strange. And they checked the water bottle, and there was a microphone. So if they say, Jalen, take your top off, they're not talking about this. they're talking about this. And Aldo and Gilbert are used to mine.
Will
My-
we be able to use scratch paper?
Yes, they will give you scratch paper.
Okay.
And a lot of times what I tell people to do is to take the scratch paper, get some scratch paper here. Okay, and especially with the math problems, to divide it into 4, to divide it, fold it in half, and fold it in half again, and fold it in half again. And when you do that, you have 8 little squares on one side and 8 squares on the other side. And then you do your math problem. You number it, like number 4, and you do your math problem right there. So if you need to go back and check, it's not just all over the place. And this